Cool, so this is a pea and ham soup. It's super easy. We're just boiling off some potatoes just now for the sake of quickness. They'll boil for maybe about 5-10 minutes. So what we'll start with doing is just chopping up some onions nice and fine. The onions cook more evenly the smaller they are. So ideally cutting them smaller is better, but it's also quite tricky to cut onions sometimes. So don't beat yourself up too much about it if you can't. Just top and tail the onions and cut them in half. You start by running your knife along the side. You need to be very careful with this because it's not really an ideal method of cutting, but this is the way to do it. Right, so when you're chopping an onion for fine dice, maybe 2 or 3 cuts along this way. Nothing too, once again, if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. So once you've made your horizontal cut, you start making your vertical cuts. You want your finger to make a kind of claw motion, holding the onion nice and tight, and then you run the knife off this bit of your finger here. Right, so we'll just get all your onions to this stage. This is the tricky part, so you just have to hold them as tight as you can. Right, so once you've got all your onions to that stage, then that means that you reduce the risk of having any wee accidents. And then just down. If you don't want to taste big chunks of onion, if you don't want that in your bite, then it's much easier to cut them thin and then they cook out really easy within a sauce. So next we need to prepare our garlic. Easiest way to peel garlic is just give it a good crunch. It just falls out nice, that's no bother. Bit of salt. So we have garlic and salt. Get a garlic, roughly chopped. Drag. Quite a lot of salt. You can just chop that in first. Push. So you're pushing down towards the board, dragging towards yourself. You're very careful. And take a knife, a nice broad, heavy knife, one that's got a wee bit of flex on it. You're putting a lot of pressure on a knife, so pay attention while you're doing it. First off, take some butter in a hot pan. It's just a small amount of butter and you heat that up and we'll put the onions in there. Onions and smooshed up garlic. So once that butter is heated, just add the roughly chopped garlic, fire that in with your onions. And we just cook the onions and garlic for 3 to 4 minutes until them translucent again. This is just very small cubes of boiled potatoes that I've put into the boil. Don't need to worry about them being too perfect because we're going to mash them up and put them through the soup. This is just a thickening agent. It's a wee bit healthier than using cornstarch. You can use it in any kind of soup that you want. So it's got our mashed potatoes. Got a wee bit of water here, and all we're going to do to this water is add some veg stock and a wee bit of salt. So once your onions are a little bit see-through and cooked, you just add that straight, oil and all, into the stock and water mix. Once again, just cook that on a high heat until it goes away. You can add the potatoes at the same time as well, and then we just want to let that get to the boil. So I'll just add in the peas to the water and let that come back up to the boil. Just blitz it. Once you've broken up all the peas, it goes this lovely nice green colour, and then you just let that reduce off a wee bit. So at this point we just have pea soup, pea puree. I'm going to set some aside. I'm going to do two wee different things with the soup now. So it's this pot we're focusing on just now. We've got some shredded mint leaves, nice and fresh. You can use mint sauce as well, or dried mint leaves. It's really just anything minty. So you just dump that in the soup and give it a blend. Once again, you don't have to have a drop of cream, it just makes it look pretty. Start with cream, take some chopped ham. This can be cooked ham, shredded ham, anything you like. Just put that on top.